Hey, good afternoon. This is Jeff Hyman again. Thank you for clicking on my link. I'm actually Saturday, August the 11th, in between watching the PGA Championship and doing some other things. I thought I'd jump on real quick to talk about critical illness insurance. I recently read some articles about it from LIMRA. And LIMRA, talked about the growth that critical illness has had since 2013. So, having been familiar with critical illness now for about 12 years, I thought I would just share some insights and some thoughts myself. Last year, critical illness grew in excess of 21% overall here in the U.S., after a 14% growth in 2016 and 25% growth in 2015. And all of that sounds good. I mean, we're seeing a lot of growth in that side. What's disturbing at times is, according to LIMRA, only 24% of employers across the U.S., and that's employers of all size, from the mom and pops organizations to the large 100,000 plus organizations around the country. But they reported that only 24% of employers are offering that. And what's interesting about that is I was involved in a critical illness study earlier this year. We actually started the study on January the 8th, contacted over 750 employers, and the survey ended on February the 9th. And of those 750 employers, 68% of them responded. So a total of 571 employers responded. Those 571 employers covered about 5.4 million employees, or roughly about 10,567 employees on an average employer basis. And our findings was interesting in what was sent back to this group that performed the survey. So I thought I would share, some of that with you. There's a lot of different thoughts about, critical illness, or for that matter, any ancillary voluntary enhanced type of benefit. We all would agree, I believe, that education of the product that you're offering is key and is very, very important. I would tell you that the larger the employer, the more customized you should really create the critical illness plan. For example, while you can sell a standard CI plan to a typical 25, 35, 50 person employer group, more cases than not, what fits their needs is not necessarily going to be applicable to employers in the 5,000 and above market. And likewise, there may be some difference between employers between 500 and 1,500. Just depends on the demographics. What I think is important is for consultants and brokers and agents to sit down with their client or prospect and make sure that the solution that you're going to provide is focused around their core medical offering. More of a holistic approach to where the product solution that you provide very closely resembles and fits the core medical component of that. So some of the things that we learned from the employers that the survey was done with is 57% of those employers responded that said they currently offer critical illness insurance to their employees. 14% of those who responded said that they actually offer that as employer-paid benefit. And the range of the employer-paid benefit was between $5,000 and $7,500. 81% of those 14% that reported employer-paid indicated that 81% of the employer-paid was for a $5,000 policy, with the opportunity for employees to buy up, which makes perfectly good sense. The other thing that was interesting is 11% of the employers that responded said that they had started offering critical illness in the last 12 months. 27% of them indicated that they'd been offering critical illness for the last 24 months. And 62% of those who responded said their critical illness policy had been effective and had been offering to their employees for 3 enrollment cycles, 3 annual enrollments. So think about that. In the last 3 years, a lot of things has changed about critical illness insurance. So 62% of those are offering a product that is more than 3 years old. There's a strong probability that features and benefits has changed since then. And a CI plan may not closely fit their core medical solution. The other thing that was mentioned in the survey that I thought stood out was 81% of the employers not offering critical illness said that their broker or agent had not recommended critical illness to them as a solution for their employees. That really highlights and confirms some of the things that I've thought for years. I've always thought over the last 5 to 7 years that people tend to offer what they really understand. If they don't understand it, then they probably offer something that they do understand. I think educating the brokers and educating agents in general is critical for insurance carriers to be able to continue to grow their critical illness plan. As we move forward into the second half of 2018 and obviously in 2019, critical illness plans are going to get broader. They're going to get more specific to the opportunity, and they're going to require something other than a standard CI plan that came off the shelf. In fact, 31% of employers offering critical illness stated that they were not happy with their current plan. 31%. So, 571 employers responded. And 31% of those who responded that they currently offer a plan indicated that they're not happy. So there's a huge upside, huge opportunity, I believe, for us as consultants, brokers, and agents to really grow critical illness moving forward. What I'd like to see is, the next generation of critical illness plans to be more robust and with coverages, features, and benefits that will really cover a much broader, claim type of claim coverage than what some plans currently offer. Obviously, the larger the employer, the more likely the customization is. But I really think a smaller employer and their employees deserves the same type of consideration. It's just my thought. Love to hear your feedback. Would love to hear what your thoughts are and some of the things that you may do. You can email me at the initial J, Hyman at jeffhyman.net. Hope your weekend's going well and look forward to hearing from you concerning this brief video on critical illness. Have a great weekend.